happening in Germany, the old Opa Disco, dancing to the strains of Blondie's great Euro disco song, The Heart of Glass. And this is Chris from Blondie. And the first thing, the main priority item I have on the agenda is saying thank you to all those fantastic kids who came down and helped us tape there. I'm sure a lot of them are probably listening because they all got it from WPIX. Anyway, and they all came down, and they were just fantastic.
What was that tape for that you were doing?
It's for video discs and
Top of the Pops
sets and Top of the Pops and European TV and hopefully American TV.
So everybody's going to be a star in Europe.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think the second priority item we have is to say what a fantastic job WPIX is doing lately.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
I think, one thing I mentioned before is that any of you kids who think WPIX is doing a great job and you hope it continues, etc., and so forth, you really should write in because whoever owns this massive conglomerate here that WPIX is a part of, they really appreciate it, and if you write in, it does a lot more than you probably think.
It's really the only way that they can find out what people think.
Right.
Because rating books certainly don't tell the story.
Not at all.
The program you're listening to is Radio, and Blondie members are our guest disc jockeys tonight. While we're in the business of congratulations, I think your new album deserves congratulations.
Brand new Eat to the Beat, and I'm sure we'll do.
Sounds great on the radio.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
All right,
enough congratulations. Now why don't we play records and take phone calls and things like that?
Okay, Chris,
We're ready. We're ready.
What do you got up here?
Well, we brought down a chunk of our record collection, and this next one is, what is this? The Allman Brothers song Midnight Rider, the Done Reggae, which is a great version. Okay, and now, that's not the Allman Brothers, ladies and gentlemen. That was, I'm not sure, I don't have the record jacket before me.
Yeah, I do remember.
That was.
You were on sort of like the right
That
side.
was Paul Davison.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is Little GTO by Rodney Bingenheimer. Explain this one, Clem.
Yeah, this is an obscure L.A. group, but not such an obscure L.A. lead singer, Rodney Bingenheimer. The one and only, all you East Coast people out there, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Rodney Bingenheimer, but when you go to L.A., KROQ, I think I can say that, right?
Right.
In L.A.
They can't pick it up here.
He became famous by being famous, didn't he?
Well, that's true. He was Davy Jones's stand-in, and he's been a liaison
Don't let it bother you.
to Hollywood for all the groups that come in. It actually does fulfill a certain need. He helps us out a lot. He's helped us a lot. He was like one of the first people to play a record. But anyway, this is an obscure group, Rodney and the Brunettes, doing Little GTO.
Little GTO.
18 after 8 o'clock on Radio, and you're not hearing, Chris?
I'm not getting
Chris is not hearing.
By the way, that record was produced by Phil Spector's Bodyguards, Little GTO, not the one we just heard, which was what?
Fantastic Baggies. Summer Means Fun by the Fantastic Baggies, one of the great old classic surf songs.
And what else do we hear?
And we're all looking forward to the Ramones Phil Spector album.
Yes.
Can't wait till it comes out.
Now we're coming up on great hits from Arnhem Land. I have my signal back. I can hear myself in the headphones.
How's that?
That's great. This is some Aboriginal music from Australia, folks.
Home of Mike Chapman.
Yeah, this is where our producer is from. And he's grown up on this kind of stuff. You can hear the influence.
It's heavy,
especially in the very early Mud records.
This sounds like the formation of Heart of Glass.
Some of the Susie Quattro records, you can hear this influence.
The heavy upfront bass line.
Ballroom Blitz, definitely. Aboriginal derivative ripoff.
Which reminds me of a plug before we get to the phone calls. That Tuesday night on Channel D at 12:30 on cable TV, Glenn O'Brien's TV party is going to be Primitive Night this Tuesday night.
Primitive Night?
Yes.
And Friday night on NBC, you all know what that is. Midnight Special with us. And
that's also Primitive Night.
Right.
They just did a real good one last week. I don't know if you guys caught it with the cars.
Last night.
Well, we have Robert Fripp and Bram Tchaikovsky on our show.
Excellent.
Not to mention Supertramp. Now we're going to take some phone calls.
Phone calls live over the air.
Yeah, we can leave them going.
Hello, this is Debbie.
Hi.
Who's this?
I'm from a high school newspaper.
Yeah?
And I'd be interested in finding out some information.
Well, what's your name?
My name is James Diadamo. I write for Severian Solo Local.
Oh, hi, James.
I heard of that.
Okay. How do you feel about your new albums compared to old ones?
I always think that they're just getting better and better.
Oh, I feel that way too.
Yeah.
Let's see. How about Heart of Glass? What were your feelings on that?
On Heart of Glass. So,
It's just dirty.
well, it's just a great song.
Many people put you down as a sellout group now.
It's
Well,
their problem.
I don't think it. I think that it's a step in the right direction.
Can I say
because
screw?
it's,
Well, screw them.
It's what do you call it? It's an adventurous step in a new musical direction,
Yes.
and I go for that.
Brings me to a good
Do
point,
you still feel under the armpit of the punk new wave?
which is
The what?
Do you still feel under the pressures of being compared to under punk new wave acts?
Yeah, well, it seems to be a problem with a lot of journalists that they really feel that they have to identify everybody in some way or another, and that Blondie has been always called punk, but everybody knows that we do not play punk rock, although some of us feel like punk sometimes.
Yeah, they usually
listen. Wait. This is like we've had this same conversation about 450,000 times in the last 2 years. Why don't you think of something else?
Yeah, give us a
Come
real
up
good
with
question.
something we haven't been asked.
Okay, how about the work Chris has done with Walter Stedding?
Yes.
Okay, here's Chris.
Here's Chris. I can hear him.
How about work that you've done with Walter Stedding and Robert Fripp?
Well, the Walter stuff is sort of free-form, biological, classical. It's hard to put into words. But it's genetic biorhythms.
I'd be very interested in that. Okay, thank you very much.
Don't answer.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, WPIX.
Hello.
Hi, this is Debbie Harry. Who's this?
Lori Madera. How are
Hi, Lori.
I just wanted to ask you, I saw you in concert last summer.
Yeah.
I heard you sing Get It On, T-Rex song.
Uh-huh.
Is it on your new album?
No, we didn't record anybody else's songs this time. We just did all originals.
Oh, you don't have anything? No single or nothing with that?
There might be some kind of bootleg tape around somewhere or something, but no, we have never recorded that.
Okay.
But it's a real favorite. Glad you liked it.
All right. Thanks
Bye.
a lot. Bye-bye.
Hello, WPIX.
Hi. This is
Hi.
Debbie.
Speaking.
Yeah.
Who's this?
This is Joe.
Hi, Joe.
I'm calling from across the river.
Oh.
So I heard rumors that you and Chris were forming a production company and we're going to do a remake of Alphaville.
Well, that was.
It's more than a rumor.
Public
We're
knowledge
trying
at
to
this
make
point.
it a fact, but and we haven't got very far yet. We're working on the treatment, which Glenn is going to be writing.
These things take
And
time.
Glenn who?
O'Brien.
Oh, yes, who's Glenn?
Glenn
Glenn
O'Brien.
O'Brien, he's a writer, columnist.
Oh, okay. And I was wondering that now that you've achieved a pretty high level of success, if you're going to possibly be playing any of the smaller venues around town.
Yeah, we're going to start doing some real exciting things. We haven't exactly figured out what we're going to do, but, we're up for that kind of stuff.
Great.
Okay?
Great, because the last time I saw you, you were in the basement of the Village Gate
That
Oh,
was-
yeah,
that was
yeah.
nice.
a couple
That
of
was,
years ago, and since then it's been hard to get tickets to get to see your shows. But
Yeah, well, playing in a small place does not necessarily mean it's going to be easy to get tickets,
no,
but,
I heard that. It ain't-
it's a nice atmosphere.
That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, bye-bye. Hello,
Hello.
WPIX.
Is this Debbie Harry?
Speaking.
I just heard your album, and I like that song, Victor.
Oh, great, thanks a lot. Frankie wrote the music and I wrote the words.
Yeah, it's real great.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
Yes. Are you going to play in any concerts?
No, not right away, but we'll let everybody know as soon as we do. Thanks for calling.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Hello.
Hello, Debbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to ask Clem a question.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, remember the show in Asbury Park when you opened your tour? And the,
Yeah.
and the audience wasn't really that responsive?
I don't know. It's a bit of a I'm in a bit of a daze about that show, but I think I remember. I remember I had a real good time. All my friends from New Jersey came to it, so I was sort of isolated from everybody else. I was just surrounded by my friends and relatives, so it was like a lot of fun. But anyway, what?
Oh, okay. Well, because I thought you had kind of a bad attitude for the crowd. And
I always have a bad attitude towards the crowd.
Oh, because the bouncers there, John Scher's men, really give you a hard time about standing up and dancing.
That place is a drag anyway. That place is like playing inside a bathtub.
This is Chris talking.
It has bad acoustics, you know. It's nice, and we love the people in Asbury, and we go down there and we hang out down there. And Greg Valentine, the great wrestler, is from down there. But the convention center has really bad acoustics, and it's like playing inside a concrete bathtub.
Yeah, the sound really bounces around,
Yeah,
but we
definitely
really
does.
enjoyed you.
Well, thanks a
I'm
lot.
glad you enjoyed it, you know. Okay, thanks for calling.
Okay, yeah.
I want to say hi to my dad, who's probably listening, too. He just reminded me of New Jersey, so hi, Dad. Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello?
Hello?
Who's this?
This is Clem.
Hi, Clem, I love you.
Oh, well, I love you, too, for loving me, since I need all the love I can get.
Clem,
What?
I heard you like Rosetta Stone.
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
But they don't sell their records over here. They're hard to get, and they don't have any at the station, so we can't play any.
Do you like the Cars?
Yeah, I like the Cars.
I love Ellie Easton, too.
Oh, well, that's your problem.
I want to be at the Rockville Flea Market.
Yeah, we'll probably be down there.
Can I speak to Debbie?
Sure, hang on. Here.
Hello?
Debbie?
Yeah.
I heard something about you and Joey. Johnny. You know Johnny Ramone?
Do I know Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
I love that guy so much.
Well, I'm glad. What's your name?
Nadine Schultz.
Oh, hi, Nadine, and thanks a lot for calling.
Can I speak to Nigel?
Nigel's not here.
Hi, this is Nigel.
Okay, bye-bye.
Hi there, everyone.
Hello, WPIX.
Hi, I've been a fan for quite some time now.
Good.
But I'm kind of depressed with the production of the new album.
Oh, my God.
Tough
Don't
titty.
let Chapman hear that.
It works very well on some tracks like Dreaming and Slow Motion. But it seems to muddy up some of the other tracks.
Well, some of the other tracks are a different approach, and you might have to change the tuning on your set. You know, maybe that would help.
Yeah, get a better record.
Otherwise, it's a tremendous album.
No,
Well, thanks a lot.
Some of the songs.
Compliment Clem on his drumming.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, he's great.
He's probably the best drum I've heard since Keith Moon.
Wow,
There's a lot of other good
Well,
ones.
that means
The
it's
ultimate
best one
compliment.
left.
Of course, if Keith was still alive.
But let me just tell you, hold on a second, guys.
Well, listen, thanks a lot for
Some of
calling.
these songs,
Okay, keep it up.
some of
Okay,
these songs
bye-bye.
have a dense effect, you know, like Union City, Victor, you know, and it's deliberate.
Hello?
Hello, Debbie.
Yeah?
Debbie, I guess this is for Chris. Could I speak to him?
Yeah, sure, Chris.
Yes. Hi.
Hi, Chris.
Yeah.
I read that you collect robots.
Yeah, I collect some robots.
Do you have the Zeroids?
No, but I have. But you know what I just read in the paper, that all the Japanese robot shows were banned in the Philippines for raising the Japanese militaristic consciousness of the little kids over there, because they're so paranoid because of what happened during the war, being invaded and all.
Really?
So all those robot shows, mainly Voltaire's 5, which is the five little kids, each one who has his own robot, and they all get together and they become a giant robot. That one, they've all been banned in the Philippines. But go on.
Also, in Japan, they use a lot of go-go girls still, and I think that's great, you know? That's because there's so few go-go girls left, you know? It's really sad.
Yeah, well, go. I don't know. I know a few go-go girls myself.
Oh, really?
I suppose so.
Like, you know, I think they'd use them like at, you know, the big discos or something at Studio 54, you know, you put them up in cages like a long time ago.
Yeah, well.
That was before we could get in. We don't know about that.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks for calling.
Sure, bye, Deb.
Bye-bye. Hello?
Hello, Debbie.
Yeah?
Is there any chance of putting Atomic as the 12-inch single, the disco single?
Yeah, that is a strong possibility. It seems like an obvious thing for them to do, right?
Predecessor of A Heart of Glass.
Yeah, right.
And, we're getting some interference here. We think we're getting the cold mid-range surface with the radio. Does Chris have any influence on that?
What's happening? You're getting static?
We're hearing the cold mid-ray here.
on our radio in Queens.
Cacole Midray.
That's right.
I'm not sure what that is. No, this is Arnhem Land.
This is Arnhem Land. This is Aborigine music in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, we thought it was Cacole Midray.
No, Walaka. It's a trade dance of the Wadam and other tribes of the southwest Arnhem Land, performed when groups of these tribes meet to exchange goods and arrange marriages.
Oh, I thought it was Cacole Midray. I felt guilty.
No, forget it.
I just want to thank everyone for that great taping earlier in the week.
Oh, were you there?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Well, thanks for coming.
Okay.
Okay.
Autograph, Debbie.
Bye. Hello.
Hello, Deborah Harris.
Speaking.
Hi, I just want to say that I love your new album. I'm simply in love with it. I've only heard it twice, and I think it's beautiful.
Well, thanks a lot.
Go out and buy it, and you can listen to it all you want.
Chris, I wanted to ask Chris here about, are you guys going to do any work with Robert Fripp or what? Any more work or anything?
Well, yeah, we have various things. We hang out. We do things.
Oh, great. Is anything going to be on any vinyl or anything like that?
Maybe sometime. Sure.
Oh, great. That would be really good. Well, I just want to say hello, and if you can get any possibility of Phil Spector producing your next album, definitely do it.
Oh, okay. Thanks a lot.
I love you. You're beautiful, Deborah.
Hello. Yes, speaking. Yes.
Hi, listen. This past Wednesday night, I was down at the taping for the Top of the Pop Show.
Yeah.
At SIR.
Yeah.
Before we continue,
What I would like to know, me and my girlfriends had such a good time with you folks, that we would like to know if there's any way we could see a film clip of it.
That'll be, I'm sure that you'll see it on TV eventually.
I was thinking about that. Maybe we'll figure out some way to arrange it for
screening.
Well, it would really be nice because we had such a good time with all of you guys, and I don't know, we were the ones in the Betsy Johnson outfits.
Right.
Everybody liked you.
Well, listen, you were great. And what you should do is that the people that were there should all hold on to their Blondie stage passes that we gave out, and then those people, if we have a showing, will be able to get in because they'll have their passes.
Okay, great. I would love that. Have a nice evening.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Hello.
Hello, I'm on the radio, man.
Yeah. This is it.
Fuck.
You're on the air. Hello?
Debbie?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Karen from New Jersey. Remember the kids that gave you a ride?
Oh, hi. Thanks for the ride.
Yeah, you know what I want to tell you? I work for a magazine called Imagine. My editor had a fit because I didn't ask you if we could get an interview. Is that possible at all?
Probably sometime.
Sure. Just call up our press office in Nova Scotia. No, I'm kidding.
You're not coming over too good, Chris. I can't hear you that good.
That's the Aborigines are probably drowning.
You when you're talking.
Well, finally. Maybe we should mix the Aborigines for a while.
No, but I'd really like to, I didn't get autographs or nothing, and I would even like to send you those shots that I took that night.
Well, listen, why don't you call back?
Or call Chrysalis Records on 57th Street.
If you could hold on, I can give you someplace to call, okay?
I'll hold on.
Okay, thanks. Hello?
Blondie?
Yes?
Debbie Harry?
Debbie Harry, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Robert Boulay.
Hi, Robert.
How are you?
Okay.
All right, yeah, I wanted to talk to you. The other guys didn't seem too approachable.
What's your question?
I just want to know what direction you think music's going to be taking.
Well, musical direction, I don't know. It's sort of, we ad-lib it, as they say.
What do you mean? I don't understand how you mean it.
Well, when we feel like doing something, we do it. And, it's sort of a collective decision.
Do you think it's going towards a 30s style kind of thing?
Oh, no. I don't think
Acoustic
so.
acid
That's a good
rock.
idea, I think. We should all try that. Get back to swing or something.
No, I mean more like a waltzy kind of thing.
Oh, waltz music. Oh. No, I don't think we're going to do waltz music.
Not exact. I don't know how to put it.
I think it's like acoustic acid rock is going to come in, also like Aboriginal music. Stuff like that.
Hello.
More regular, too.
Is this Debbie?
Yes.
Hi, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
Pretty good.
Who's this?
My name's Steve.
Hi,
I moved
Steve.
here with my friend Steve. We moved all the way from Arizona just so we could talk to you.
Great. Well, we save a lot on the rates, I guess.
Yeah, listen.
We wanted to know when was the next time you're going to be playing somewhere in New York, in Manhattan.
We have nothing booked right now, but it'll be advertised.
Clem, you're a great drummer.
Oh, thanks.
Just the greatest.
Thank you.
Okay, we just wanted to call to
I need all the help I can
Okay,
get.
bye-bye.
You're beautiful, Debbie.
Thanks. Hello?
Hello?
How are you?
Blondie?
Yes?
Yeah, I was at your taping on Wednesday. What songs have you seen the tapes yet?
You have to turn down your radio or something.
I got it all the way up next to Max.
It's too loud.
Yeah, it's next to... hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'd like to know, have you seen those tapes yet?
No, I haven't.
No, you did 3 songs on the filmings, right?
Right.
To the Beat, Dreamin'.
Yeah,
And, what is it called? I'm Not Living in the Real World.
that's right.
Wow, you haven't seen none of them yet. Will they be, you don't know if they'll be distributed in the United States?
Yeah, they will be somehow.
I mean, like to the 3 major late night shows. Like, well, this one, Dreamin', that's not from Top of the Pop, right?
Yeah, that's going on Top of the Pops.
This Friday's Midnight Special.
Midnight Special, it's on there too, yeah. We perform it live, actually.
That's going to be from Top of the Pop this Friday?
No, it's on Midnight Special.
No, it's on Midnight Special.
Yeah.
Dreamin', the song that you're going to do this Friday, that's not from Top of the Pop. That's going to be on Midnight.
Well, the taping that we did was sent over to England for Top of the Pops, and we did another one in California for Midnight Special.
Right. All right. Fair enough.
Okay, thanks for calling. Bye-bye.
Well, listen.
Hello?
Oh, is this WPIX?
Yep.
Hey, how you doing? Is this Blondie?
This is Debbie. Who's this?
This is Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, I operate a Xerox machine. I have my own little office, and I play stereo all day for these kids coming in.
Uh-huh.
It's the greatest. So I bring in all my records, and I'm into surfing music.
Well, how great.
Hey, listen, I really, I'm coming in from my car, and I heard, hey, little, what was that? That's not, Little GTO, man. Great song.
Yeah.
Love it. Really brought back memories. I don't know if you have, what other kind of, do you bring any surfing music with you?
Yeah, well, we played 2 things. We played something by the Baggies, and that was Rodney Bingenheimer doing Little GTO.
Right.
Summer Means Fun.
Great. You see, I'm 25. I just started driving. I'm into surfing music, and I'm into hot rod music, going back to my roots, Because, like, the first albums my brother ever bought were, like, Jan and Dean, the Beach Boys,
Oh, well, I'm really glad you like it.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Well, thanks for calling.
Anyway, just to say this.
Yeah?
All the records I bring in, the Ramones, Television, Blondie, whenever the kids come in, the record that they most often choose is yours, Parallel Lines.
Well, thanks.
Just on a popularity contest level, you know what I mean? I started the New Wave Club last year. They let me be faculty advisor for different things,
Uh-huh.
And so, like, it's really a corrupt environment there. Anyway,
Corrupt for you, maybe.
What's that?
Corrupt for you,
Yeah,
maybe.
corrupt for me when you compare me to the faculty, I hope nobody's listening tonight, because I am. But it's a great life.
Okay, well, thanks for calling.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
I think we just had the audience has said their piece.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people out there.
A lot of pieces there. That's a lot of pieces for one show.
Really, thanks to all those kids who came down to the taping and helped us out, because they were
Phone's ringing.
Were great.
Yes, we're making
the board
you
phone.
all stars. This is it.
Well, as Andy Warhol says, everyone is famous for 15 minutes or whatever.
At least.
Can't argue with your scrapbook.
Yeah, by the way, in 1970, Ray Davies did an album called The Kinks, Lola vs. Power Man, and The Money Go Round, and he had a lot of comments on the music business, and this is his comment about Top of the Pops out there.
Okay, that was 2 statements on the music business there. The second one here is Martha Velez. This is an interesting story. This is her Escape from Babylon album. And the story, I don't know if you followed the lyrics on that, but that's about Martha, or the girl in the story, who shoots her manager, which is something that, has happened to everybody from time to time.
A lot of managers getting shot.
A lot of managers getting shot. There's always somebody you'd really like to plug, and that's what that song is about. It's called Money Man. But this album, I don't even know if it's available anymore. The tracks were recorded in Jamaica and produced by Bob Marley and the Wailers, right? And then the vocals were done here in New York, and they were done by Craig Leon, Wall of Sound Leon, right?
And well, Richard Goddard did it too, right?
No, I don't think Goddard had anything to do with
Richard.
this. Nah, it just says thank you on there. He was probably involved in the whole project.
Yeah.
But Leon
Craig, who produced the first Ramones album.
And our first single.
And our first single also was in this one.
Yeah. And now we're going to go into our own little reggae.
Herman.
The Root Man has a TV show now on Sunday afternoon on a cable station. I saw him do at least one. It was really great. And he had this guy on, and he said, what do you think about inflation? And the guy said, well, I think inflation is really withdrawal, because the rich man withdraws his money.
That's as good an explanation as I've heard.
Yeah, me too.
They always have great interpretations of the way things are going on, all the folks in reggae. Peter Tosh had some great insights into the condition of the world.
It's another perspective.
Just remember to send all your diapers to Jamaica.
Your what?
Your
Diet?
The babies need them.
Speaking of reggae, weren't the police playing the past 3 nights?
At the Hotel Diplomat.
Yeah, right. The police.
Right here live on the radio last night.
Police who beat us out. You know, they went in at number 1 in England, and we went in at number 7, and they beat us out.
Yeah, we're real mad.
And but we're gonna beat them out. Let me just say, police, you had your shot at number 1. We're gonna beat you out. We will be up there at number 1.
Well, it seems you guys are really into reggae and stuff like that. And
wrestling, too.
Reggae and wrestling.
Reggae and wrestling.
The 2 WRs.
Who's your favorite wrestler, Chris?
Well, Backlund is really good, Bob Backlund. We were at the steel cage match the other night, and it was great. It was really good.
What do you like best about wrestling?
Well, it's like theater sports, and it's not complicated. You don't, and you can enjoy it, and it has, it has overtones of theater. It's great. It's very dramatic.
The characters seem to be getting much more outrageous.
Yeah, the characters are great. It's just like Kiss. It's going to be like it's better than going to a Kiss concert, I'm sure.
I wonder if they could play rock and roll music during the wrestling matches. Would that?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, didn't we also, what's his name, Holmes, right, the other night came out to the disco music. Did you see
right.
That was great. That was really great. Yeah, that was too much.
I prefer boxing. My favorite boxer is Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, no.
He does play rock and roll music during his boxing matches.
Right.
Well, I like Sugar Ray. I think he's great.
Yeah, he did. What was that, 1 round he did the other night? Boom.
Yeah, that was great.
You're listening to Radio on PIX 102. Our guest disc jockeys are Blondies.
Oh, you know what we got to do? We got to play a commercial.
Oh, yeah? Does this mean we're doing good?
Yes. Hey, here it is.
Sunday, National Speedway, TV Tommy. See, arms and legs go flying. Fun for the whole family. And remember, Tuesday is Ladies' Day.
I'm sorry, sir. You can't. It's live Tuesday at the Fast Lane in Asbury Park. Thursday and Friday at Hurrah. The members' album is available at all J&R music stores, and everybody who saw them last night opening for Joe Jackson knows just how good those boys really are, so give them a chance and buy their new record. Yay!
A new noise in New York. Metro Records.
Well, we're back.
Yes, our guest on Radio
Wolfman Jack.
is Wolfman Jack.
Wolfman Chris. And Wolf Lady Debbie.
Now what are we going to do, gang?
We got a Phil Spector record out.
All right. This is Clem's pick hit of the week.
Yeah.
Clem's pick to hit.
This is WPIX 102 FM, New York's rock and roll.
Did that come up? WPIX 102 FM, New York's rock and roll station. Well, we're back on the air again. That was Walter Stedding. And this is also Walter Stedding. And Jimmy Destry told me that when we got up here, there would be a student-teacher's record. But there wasn't, Jimmy. So,
sorry, Jimmy.
As a result, the student-teachers, who are a great group, looks like they're going to miss their shot, but we're giving them a plug. Are they playing? Do you know anywhere?
I don't know. So I don't know the student teacher's itinerary at this point. I think they're going to California.
Is Donna playing anywhere?
I don't know. I'm not informed.
Yeah. It's Donna Destry, who also, Jimmy's actual flesh and blood sister. That's the sister of Jimmy, our keyboard player, his actual sister, who plays with gigs around New York. Yeah.
I guess that answers a lot of people's questions about Jimmy's flesh and blood.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people think he's transistorized.
Yeah.
But this is not the case.
A lot of people might be disappointed.
Yeah, to find out that Jimmy is not really... Well, he's like cybernetic. He's half transistorized.
He's been rebuilt.
Yeah, reconstructed. Quite a few times, actually.
Is that the earphones or the record?
I thought it was the station here. That's Walter going out with a bang. Well, now what are we going to do?
Was it difficult to get Walter to follow an actual song pattern like that for such a long period of time? He doesn't seem given to that.
Well, no, now when we first met, he was just doing, it was sort of this long, amorphous, endless thing, but we did put it into song structure, 3-minute bits.
Is that him singing, too?
Yeah, he said, yeah.
Andy said that that's what he emphasized for Walter, is to write melodies.
Yeah, well, the next album will be a lot better. This one may never get released here.
We got a lot of records there.
Oh, we have plenty of records. I brought up some of my records. I have even more records at home.
Golly, Chris.
Gee, we have a lot of records there.
Clem has a lot of records, too.
Yeah, I think we should play the Flesh Tones, American
yeah, let's have some
right?
stuff.
That's a good group, too. The Flesh Tones
I like Criticalist better myself. Criticalist, wait.
Uh-oh, we're getting into an argument. The first argument of the night. I want American Beat.
Why don't we play them both? We'll play them both.
Okay.
Yeah, the Flesh Tones are a great group.
Hey, that's great, Near. The Arbitrator. Dan Near, Boy Compromiser.
They don't know anything. You wanted to be a big group, not like the Grateful Dead. I was wondering, what you meant by that. Like the second rate or something?
Completely misconstrued. The Grateful Dead are very talented. Now, wait, before I give my drummer a chance to put down the Grateful Dead,
let me have a few words about the Grateful Dead's contribution to American music, that my drummer may have been too young to appreciate the fact that the Grateful Dead were innovators. They changed musical history in the early 60s, much as the same way as all the groups that he is enamored of from England. However, the Rolling Stone, I mean, that's just completely misconstrued.
Yeah.
All right, Jerry
that.
Garcia is a great guitar player. Now, here's Glenn Burke to tell you why he hates the Grateful Dead.
Can I just say one thing? The quote was misquoted. The actual quote was, "We want to be like the great groups, i.e. Roxy Music, David Bowie, T-Rex, the Ramones, on and on, not like the Grateful Dead." That was
I don't want
the
to be
example.
anything like the Ramones.
All right. Debbie doesn't want to be like the Ramones. No, I hate the Grateful Dead. I will reiterate.
Would you like the Dead?
No, I'd like to be like the Aborigines, like that music that we just played.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Okay, thanks for calling. Bye. Hello.
Yeah, I'd like to know what you think of Shrapnel.
Shrapnel. Oh, you must be in the band.
No,
they have some good songs, but they're never going to make it until they drop the Army image.
Yeah, that's true. And could you classify what punk rock means? Because I think it's ruins good bands.
Punk rock.
You figure it out.
Punk rock is a question that has been asked by journalists all through the late 70s.
No, thanks. That's the answer. Bye-bye. Hello.
Hi, Debbie.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, how are you?
Okay. I just have two questions.
Okay.
You used to sing a song called German Lullaby.
Me?
Yeah.
Bill Bow.
The Bill Bow
That's
song.
called Bill Bow.
But I liked it. You sang it once.
Kurt Weill.
Yeah, Kurt Weill.
And in between, on the new album, which is great, fantastic, in between
Sound Asleep.
and Victor,
Yeah.
there's like this screaming or something.
Yeah.
What is that?
Screaming.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the song about?
That's what it's like when you make a record, you know?
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah, you have to scream.
Okay.
Thanks for calling. Hello?
Oh, Debbie?
Yeah.
It's me again. I called you before.
Oh, hi. Thanks for calling. What's on your mind?
I just want to know how did the recording session go for you to the beat?
Oh, it was packed full of laughs and lots of funny people. Bye-bye. Hello?
Hello, Deb.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Steve. I'm calling from Queens.
Uh-huh. Hi, Steve.
Hi. My friend David was at your screening the other night, and he came back and he said that you and the group were incredibly warm people, and that success hasn't changed you at all.
Oh, well, that was very nice of him. He was a part of a fabulous audience.
Right. Do you remember him? He was the one who gave you the letter?
Oh, yeah.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
Right. And also I have a question for Chris.
What?
Do you think that Sweet Hanson has a chance of beating Bobby Backlund?
No, I really don't, because first of all, Hanson is all the matches that we've seen Hanson fighting on TV. I mean, they set him up with the scrawniest, littlest guy.
Yeah.
You know,
What a...
I haven't even seen him meet a Tanucci or Strongbow or somebody on that level. You know,
Tony, Ted DiBiase could beat him with Tito Santana. You know,
the real interesting match at the Garden is going to be DiBiase against Pat Patterson.
Oh.
It's going to be really.
Is that going to happen?
Yeah, that's at the Garden.
Wow, I'd like to see that.
Deb, have you seen yourself in this month's Playboy?
No.
Well, if you want to look, you're in there.
Oh, okay. Check it out.
Okay, have a good evening.
Okay, bye-bye. Hello?
Debbie?
Yeah.
This is Mike.
Hi, Mike.
I'm so nervous. Oh, God. I was wanting to say that I really like your albums and stuff. I've been following you from, like, the beginning.
Thank you.
I read about, like, something about Meatloaf. You're going to do a movie with Meatloaf. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. We're all going to be in it. It's the Blondie group is going to be playing in this movie, and it's starring Meatloaf.
And what about Union City? Is that ever going to come out?
Well, I don't know. I hope so.
Because I saw an ad for it, and I want to see it.
Okay. Well, if it does, go to see it, and maybe you'll like it.
Are you going to be appearing in New York soon? Like around here?
No, nothing immediate, but, we'll figure out something.
Okay.
Okay, good night.
Bye.
That was it.
Thanks for all your calls, kids.
Yeah. We got a song you wanted to hear from Big Brother and the Holding Company.
Oh, yeah, first album. Great album. This is punk rock.
And our guest disc jockeys have been the less than lonely members of Blondie. Clem, Chris, Debbie.
Oh, there we are. Yes. What?
Thanks for coming.
Oh, yeah.
Mucho. Thanks for inviting everybody down to your taping the other night.
Sure. Thanks, WPIX, for keeping the faith. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I guess you call it that.
We hope to do a gig in New York, like, in between tours or something, and, it'll be announced. I don't know when it'll be, but hopefully we'll get one or two in the immediate area in the immediate coming months. Everybody should come.
Do you have to do something in Europe or anything like that? Are you going?
We have to go to England and tour England because we haven't been there for a long time. That's one of our major.
And we miss it too.
We miss it. And it's one of our major markets, and the fans there are very devoted, and we really like them. So we do have to go over there.
Yeah, everybody remember Gary Valentine and the No will be in town soon. Everybody go down and see them. We'll all be there.
Also, what else? Donna Destry, the Lounge Lizards, great group.
And buy the new Bay City Rollers record.
Yeah,
Bay City Rollers don't need the hype. Walter Stedding, the Contortions.
Of clubs. I know it's unfortunate that a lot of you 17-year-old and 16-year-old people can't get into these clubs, but maybe some hip promoter will figure something out for the under liquor age audience.
Well, look in the back of Rock Scene, because they have you can send away for phony IDs in the back of Rock Scene.
Solving the problems.
Lisa Rock Scene gets 10% every one that they get. So
and if you're ever in the neighborhood again, please bring your records by, and or maybe we'll bring a microphone to your house.
Okay. Sure. That's not. We could arrange that.
Do it that way. All right. Thanks a lot. Coming up, Mark Zacharin. Mark is the producer of the Rock Ages. Now, let me try to get this straight this time.
Blondie on radio at PIX-102. There is more to come, of course.
This is going to come out horrible. Still letting him in? Grab your chick, brother. Get out now. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's go, brother. You guys need shit? Come all the way back there. We got the sound check. No way to wait. It should be a fail.
comment something like that. Yeah. Say so.
Good evening. It's your fault we sold out tonight. Thank you. You've seen us on TV. You read about us in the magazine. And you hear us on the radio. Right now,
Yeah, oh yeah. The record company has been really taken aback several times, but they always get behind us. It's surprising, you know, like after we did Parallel Lines and, you know, Heart of Glass and everything, and we handed in the next album, they, you know, like, they were appalled that there wasn't another Heart of Glass. And, you know, we just never feel safe doing that. I think other people feel safe doing that, but we don't. And it's a sort of an odd thing. And one of the reasons that we have all this diversification and variety is because of the, you know, different contributions, you know, the different writers in the band.
Now you've come up with The Tide is High as a single, which is, again, a whole new departure musically for the band, yet it always is Blondie.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
well, you know, if you look back to the first album, and I really think that we sort of laid down a pattern on the first album that was so expandable, you know.
On the Ex-Offenders album.
Yeah. We covered a lot of ground in that album, and it was very minimal and very childish and sort of, you know, not a commercial record.
Mm-hmm.
But we sort of laid a pattern in that album that we followed. We have kept that pattern of Blondie, even though we have a lot of variety and we do surprising twists and turns. We did do that on the first album. Like we had In the Flesh and Man Overboard, mm-hmm. and Ex-Offender, mm-hmm. and Rip Her to Shreds. I mean, that's like really like 4 or 5 different
Totally
areas.
different versions and song.
And it's just because the instrumentation is so minimal and so, well, I would say that the playing certainly has improved. Everything, we've all improved technically since that time.
Should I know who Duke Reed is?
Paragons.
Oh, okay. So,
I think it's a different Paragons, though. It's the Paragons from Jamaica. It's all like reggae guys. I think they might have been living in London. Sort of started getting a little bit of underground rock and roll press. Those people became disenchanted, and they left us, and we got other people that followed us. And it just seems to be that every step of the way, every change that you go through, your audience changes slightly.
Do you think that people like to feel that maybe a group or performer is their very own and they don't want to share them with other people? And
yeah, I really do.
It's a strange psychology of that whole thing.
Yeah, because it's so personal, and they really do things for you. They really give, like they really are a part of what you do on stage. And then when you change, that they don't feel comfortable, it's like not them anymore.
Has that ever been difficult for you to deal with, that phenomenon?
Well, it took me a while to understand it, I guess.
It happened in a large part when you did Heart of Glass.
Yeah.
Which came out during this kind of disco versus rock and roll war that was going on in some people's minds, which I also don't understand.
That was going on for a long time.
I always wondered whether there were racist overtones to that, or whether rock and roll fans and diehards really feared that their music was going to vanish and not be heard on the radio. And
I think it was sort of more a social commentary more than musical.
Like how?
Well, up until, I guess, the early 70s or mid-70s, rock and roll people weren't really getting dressed up and going to expensive clubs. They were a different type of audience. And rock and roll dancing had been totally abandoned since the 60s, which was one of the things that was a mainstay of our psychology, was to bring back rock and roll dancing. And thank God it's happened.
Blondie's a rock and roll band.
Well, no, we never even called ourselves a rock and roll band. We always called ourselves a pop group, which, again, leaves us a lot of room musically.
Well, you sure have taken up a lot of room musically on Auto-American.
Yeah.
Which is the most diverse album you've made to date. Tell me how the album, how it generated in your minds, how it came to be. It seems to me that there's a concept to it of a sort, which I'm not sure I get after hearing it just a few times. The Auto-American. There's a...
Yeah. Oh, it's not really a concept album. I can't really honestly say that it is. Except a lot of times we have too much stuff.
Well, we'll have more stuff when the Blondie interview with Deborah Harry continues after this. Okay, we're back with Deborah Harry and talking with her about the newest Blondie album, Auto-American. How did Rapture come about? I always call it Rapture.
Yeah.
It's this wonderful rap record.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious. And that's another big surprise. The album's full of surprises, which is terrific. And you and Chris wrote Rapture.
Rapture, when you think about it in the context of all our material, Rapture is like a combination of Heart of Glass and Attack of the Giant Ants. Okay?
That's right.
Right?
It is like a little sci-fi movie, for sure.
So,
and musically, it is that, yes. Good analogy.
So, I mean, that's like, like I said, we really remained constant, since the first album. It just, laid everything out and... we just take it in different directions each time.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Different combinations.
Rapture would seem to me also will be ultimately a terrific performance song. When you could have a lot of fun out of it when it gets to the line of that. Even the guitar. I mean, there's a lot of things that could be a lot of fun on stage with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Ultimately a terrific performance song. When you could have a lot of fun out of it when it gets to the line of that, eating the guitar. I mean, there's a lot of things that could be a lot of fun on stage with that.
Yeah, definitely.
The band hasn't been touring in a while.
Well, we did our last tour in England, so people here haven't seen us except on TV.
When will, are there any thoughts or plans about getting on the road again in America?
We have no specific plans right now, but... you never know.
Is that something you enjoy doing, you personally?
Yeah, I love performing. I love doing shows. It's my favorite thing. We all do. It's really a lot of fun. One of the reasons we didn't tour this past summer was because of the economic situation. I think a lot of bands really suffered out there on the road. And as everyone knows, it's not really economically feasible to tour these days.
And Blondie, with all of its success of the last few years, has never really done a major, arena tour.
Yeah, well, I don't think we would. We sort of frown on it.
You don't think
it's against our aesthetic, yeah.
So no dreams of playing the Madison Square Garden and the Los Angeles Coliseum and the big stadium outside of Cincinnati, or rather outside of Cleveland?
No, We played in Toronto, and on this revolving stage we played to about 50,000 people, and it was fun. It was really exciting and a thrill, but I don't think it's the type of music that we do.
But what happens when the band is at a point where it most probably is now, where so many people want to see you, and if you play places of limited capacity, maybe one in a 1,000 might get in, or one in 100, or whatever.
Well, there's all different ways to book a day. I mean, why do you have to do a tour of one-night stands? Why can't you play in Chicago for 5 nights or 7 nights? I mean, depending on your draw. I mean, why couldn't you play in L.A. for a week or two?
We'll play a Broadway theater for a month or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's really good. It's a real good way to work because you get used to the house, you get your equipment set up, and it's a real easy way to do it. I've never done it that way, but I think I like the idea an awful lot.
I think it's a terrific idea. It's just that nobody's done it that way.
Yeah.
But I don't know why.
Except we will, probably.
That's a terrific idea.
Yeah, I think it's really... it does something for the audience. It says something about what you are. It says something about, how you think of your audience. And, you know, it's like quality over quantity. You control your music, you control your show.
The title of the next number is Atomic.
That was the live version of Atomic, as recorded in London. It has never been released in the United States. Later on, we'll hear Blondie performing a live, amazing version of David Bowie's Heroes, featuring Robert Fripp on lead guitar. By the way, the hissing sound that you hear from time to time during our conversation is the steam heat from the radiator in Deborah Harry's apartment. Now let's get back to the interview. I asked her if performing is something she had always wanted to do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I used to do everything. I used to imitate everything that I saw on TV. For a while, I wanted to... roller derby was always on. For a while, I really wanted to be in a roller derby.
Oh, the roller derby, yes.
Yeah, and that was a big, big fantasy of mine. And then I think the next thing was the circus. And then I think, like the variety shows were the next thing. Like I used to try to do, tap dance. I used to try to do all the things that people did on those shows.
So it was you just wanted to be an entertainer?
I just did it, I'd never really analyzed it. I just sort of I naturally just fell into those things. They were just like, I would run around outside and I would do acrobatics in the grass and stuff and, break my neck.
Big movie fan and went to a lot of movies and had fantasies about being in the movies and stuff.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I guess that's not all that different from most people growing up in America have these kind of fantasies of performing and all, except that you made it kind of happen for yourself, which is nice.
Yeah. I guess everybody has pretty much the same fantasies, except research scientists and DJs.
No DJs. That's just my DJ fantasies was just an outgrowth of the same fantasies you were talking about, except I figured, but if you get to be a DJ, at least you have a steady job. At least you get a paycheck every week, whether it be a small one or a large one, depending upon how far you go with it. At least you don't have to sweat out looking for work all the time. And I couldn't handle always looking for a job. So I channeled all my acting fantasies and show business fantasies into being a DJ. Because then you can get a job and stay with it for a while. So
if you're lucky.
If you're lucky. I've been lucky. I've been lucky. Oh, there's a lot of analogy to you and Marilyn Monroe.
I think so many people are just fascinated with her life and her movie and her movies and her everything about her. She was just a terrifically attractive person.
She had some kind of the kind of things that make people special, the things you can't really talk about because you can't put it into words. And Marilyn had a quality that, it just came out of the screen or even sometimes you could see her in the 20 seconds of newsreel, walking from the courthouse into the car, some of those old famous things, and there's something special.
That's right.
But what is that? What is that?
Magnetism? Who knows? she had a terrific need for a lot of people to, she had a need to be recognized and loved. And it just was all over her. It just like was exuded. I mean, she was open.
Do you think that's something that most people who seek a life on the stage have a need to be recognized and loved? I mean, all people have a need to be recognized and loved to one degree or another, but perhaps those of us who do our work in front of a lot of people have an extra need. We have a larger capacity to fill.
Probably, but it also takes, you have to be able to give as much, too. I mean, it's like equal. You have to be able to give that much to other people as well as to want it back or to get it back, demand it back. It's like my drummer always says, you can get up in front of an audience and call them a bunch of jerks and idiots and everything like that, but you better call yourself a jerk and an idiot first, you know, and then it's okay.
Yeah, if you set yourself above them and apart from them, there's no way that anything can ever happen between an audience and a performer.
Right. It sort of has to be, you know, complete give and take. You know, it has to, you know. And you're first. The performer is first. And the audience knows it. If the performer doesn't go out there and just give it all right away, you don't get that response.
The things that always made the performers, the special ones, really special is that they held nothing back.
Yeah.
They just went out there and totally gave of themselves until they were spent.
Yeah. That's what it is. And in a sense, it's like a sport or a sports event or sort of like an athletic competition in that respect. You know, you put it all on the line. You know, it has to be that way. And you feel, I mean, you see people that come in after races and so on, and they're just like, ready, you know, they have to be held up. And, that's, you know, when you do a good show, that's the way it is, too.
Let's get back to the Blondie interview with Deborah Harry and that part of the discussion that deals with stardom.
I sort of, you know, idealized about, you know, success and fame and everything like that, but I didn't really itemize it. I didn't really break it down. So it's sort of, you know, I don't feel much different than I felt before. I feel good, you know.
You enjoying?
I feel satisfied, you know. It's terrific, you know, that people are liking, you know, what you do. I mean, there's nothing better for you.
There's no feeling of, see, usually it seems to me that fantasy can never be what the reality is when you achieve something, when anybody who has a goal of some sort and they reach that goal and you go, gee, I'm really just the same person. I haven't been transformed by the success. I haven't, you know, when I go home and I close my door, I'm
same.
Same. And I always thought that there probably would be, that's kind of depressing in a sense. That
Not to me. I think the best part to me is when you do a great show or when you write a song, you know, that you just love and it makes you feel good. I mean, there's nothing like that. And it just makes you feel the best. So, I mean, being able to do that, I mean, I had other occupations, you know, to support myself when, you know, like I wasn't...
During the lean years.
Yeah, when I wasn't making any money as a performer. And, yeah, I mean, there's no better feeling than to just to be able to do this and make it work for yourself. So, I mean, just to be yourself is okay. You know, it doesn't matter if you close the door and it's still the same old you, because it's not, because you're successful and you've been able to pour it all out and turn people on and turn yourself on at the same time. It's really great.
Do you ever find that people expect you to be something that you're not? They expect you to be what their image of Deborah Harry might be when you come up. That must be a drag.
Everybody's different, you know. Like you say, everybody's fantasies. A lot of times fantasies are the same. But I think that people's own personalities, like when I interpret what another person is, it's through my eyes. It's through what I am as a person, and it's always a surprise when you meet people. It always surprises me when I meet people, like when I finally got to meet Mick Jagger, or when I finally met David Bowie or Iggy Pop. You know, I mean.
Well, what was it like when you met some of the people that you had a very deep feeling for?
Trying to get me in trouble now.
Come on, now, what was? I mean, because I've gone through it also, and it's. Hi, Chris Stein.
Hey.
You come join us, or you just coming to get some pipe tobacco?
Yeah, it's got the size of it.
At this point in the Blondie interview, Chris Stein, lead guitarist, songwriter, and Deborah Harry's partner, entered the room. Deborah excused herself for a moment, and I had the opportunity to chat with Chris.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Okay, it's like watching a ball game.
I sit here all the time, Steve. This is my desk usually, my office. I sit here in this position and I watch TV, and that's how I function. So
that's great.
Excuse me for interrupting.
No, that's all right. I'm saying it's like being a sportscaster. You know, Chris Stein coming in for Deborah Harry.
Well, we have a lot of activity up here. This place doubles as our office, besides being our apartment.
Well, Deborah has just left the room for a while, and Chris has entered. So I'm going to ask you one question, and this is not to trap you at all or anything like that. But it's a question that I've also asked of Debbie, and I wonder if the answer will be the same. She described how an album comes together, and she said that everybody locks themselves up and writes songs and stuff, and then you get together with Mike Chapman, and everybody hears each other's stuff. And what I asked her when she was through with that, I said, well, how democratic an organization is Blondie, all the members of the band and Mike? And I'm going to ask you the same thing.
Oh, it's very democratic. All the way down the line, everybody pretty much splits the decisions. Mm-hmm. If there's heavy sentiment against something, it generally gets canned, and vice versa, you know. It's definitely, we have filibusters, the works, everything, you know. Somebody will stand there and try to make this point for an hour and a half, you know, and eventually it might work, you know. Everything you can imagine works just like the Congress and the Senate, you know. It's probably as productive at times, too.
Auto-American, the title and Deborah said it's not a concept album, but there is a concept to the album, right?
So the cars sort of drive through the whole thing.
Yeah, there's certainly this undercurrent throughout the album, one way or another, of cars, and it almost seems to me kind of anti-industrial.
Sort of. We generally don't analyze the music beforehand. It usually gets analyzed afterwards. Mm-hmm. Anti-industrial, sort of.
Did you have an idea going into the album that you wanted there to be any kind of a thread? Did it just kind of evolve that way, or was it purposeful?
It evolved that way. I think it's better as a result, you know, because it came out of being improvised into the state that it was. I think it's better, you know, than trying to preconceive some sort of, you know, Joe Bryant type fantasy thing, you know.
Sure, I haven't heard Joe Bryant mentioned in good 6 years.
Yeah.
I mentioned he was mentioned once for about an afternoon, and that was the end of Joe Bryant.
Anti-industrialism is interesting, you know, brings up thoughts of the futurists from the 30s, you know, that Marinetti and the futurists. There was a movement of artists, you know, but they celebrated war and industry, and the way it was the opposite.
Pile up, you mean, and then you just
if you read, but then it all cancels itself out, and nothing can bother you because you read on one hand how you're great, and then how stupid you are on the other hand. So you know, it doesn't affect you that much that way. I find it gets really comical too, because everything definitely contradicts itself on down the line.
Do you think there's a place for rock criticism or music criticism?
Oh yeah, sure. I think, you know, I'm not really anti the press. You know, I think the press has a tendency itself to inflame these feuds so that they can have something to write about. And they say, oh, so-and-so hates us, and now we'll write this and that. But, you know, on the whole, the press has really been good to us. And it's not like we cut ourselves off. You know, we always do interviews and stuff.
Getting back to my idea of Auto-American being this concept album. There's the song T-Birds then that comes up, which is one of... I've only heard the album. Again, for people who are listening, they have to understand that the interview is happening before the album has been released. So I'm now talking in the past, which is one of the marvels of radio. Radio and tape recording is that you can actually project yourself into the future and be in the past. T-Birds is one of my favorite songs on the album after only hearing it a few times.
T-Birds is the Aztec roller derby song. About the ancient Aztec roller derby team.
The Aztec roller derby?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right near Teotihuacan. In what century? I forget. It's like, early on there. Three or four. And actually none of that's true, but try to prove it.
But I'd like to say one more thing about T-Birds.
Back to T-Birds.
It was a coincidence that happened out there, which really made me want to write the song. I was driving back from the studio, and I saw these two people in their car parked at a red light, and they were like making out, and they had it timed perfect. Like every time the light turned green, they would just brake and drive on to the next light, red, and then they'd start making out again. And it was just like really big because they were driving a T-Bird, and they had like their timing down, timed kisses, just right to the light, bam, right down, the boulevard. So I thought this was really cool. So I said T-Bird timed kisses, So I had this T-Bird thing, and I got back to the room, turned on the TV, and there was this roller derby team called the T-Birds, girls team, right?
Well, that's the LA team.
The Aztec T-Birds.
And so like I said, oh my God, it flipped me out, So I said, gee, this is great. So I knew I had a hook, It was like we're all there as soon as I linked up the two things, and I had it in my mind anyway, and I thought, well, if that's not a coincidence and an idea, might as well go with it. So I did.
People are going to be listening to this on the radio, and they're going to be going, I never heard anything with so much tape hiss in my life. What's that, the 8th generation?
That's the radiator.
Tell them what it is.
No,
it's on this part. You might as well keep it going steady.
It's our pet
it's a good old steam radiator.
Good old steam radiator.
Pet Cobra, Frank.
But that's going to sound just like tape hiss when the program runs back.
Well, I can turn it off.
No, they'll just...
we'll freeze it up.
My magical engineers will somehow have to EQ it out. Or
put the keypex on it, boys.
Put the what on it?
Keypex.
Keypex. Okay, I'll have to tell them. Are the two of you, or either of you, involved much politically thinking? I mean, we just went through an election, and New Year's. This is probably going to be on the radio just about the time the New Year is changing. Any thoughts or things you'd like to talk about?
Well, good luck, Ronald. Let's hope he doesn't forget his roots in show business and remembers all of us in the arts.
The Blondie interview continues in a moment. The Blondie interview continues now. One of the things we wanted to talk about was rock and roll radio. Yeah, that's a good subject, radio, because...
Because you're a DJ.
Well, no, because I'm real upset about a lot of the directions that radio is going in. I don't know this is going to be playing, of course, on a lot of these radio stations. But, of course, what we're talking about includes all the stations but the one you're hearing this on.
Right.
But this station that you're hearing it on is exempt from this. But are you aware that how extremely white rock and roll on the radio has gotten, and that there are album rock radio stations who aren't playing Stevie Wonder?
Well, the music industry is still as racist as ever, if I even want to get that political.
No, yeah, well, let's, because I think it's something that's important for people to know about.
It's still the same thing. A young black group has to go up in the soul charts before they're allowed to go up in the regular charts, It's very restricted and,
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to mention any names, but a friend of ours who is in a very successful band now, at one time tried to be a rock and roll musician, and because he's black, couldn't get any acceptance, couldn't even get gigs. I mean, they just didn't want to hear from him. Either he played R&B, soul, or disco, but not rock and roll.
You mean like it's okay for a black artist to make R&B music, but he can't make rock and roll?
It's much more stereotyped when you come into anything besides being white Anglo-Saxon, Any other group, you get stereotyped, The country music goes locked into that thing, and especially when you come to any kind of race music, unquote,
Well, I thought that was dealt with a long time ago.
No, it's still going on. Are you kidding? I mean, I know kids who, I know kids who are on a street level now, and I know the difference between what happens to a black kid and what happens to a white kid, and how many doors the white kid can get into that the black kid can't, merely because he's black. It's still going on.
As far as radio goes, categorization of music and airplay is really bad news for the culture. And I've been saying this for as long as I've been able to, get any listeners, that, the idea of playing just rock and roll, whether it be white or black, and not including R&B or disco in the same program is like really silly, because it's all American music and it's all now and it's all us. I mean, disco to us has always been sort of like a combination of a lot of stuff that the Velvet Underground did and Jimi Hendrix, and sort of, comes from a lot of rock and roll that was never really, Jimi Hendrix was commercial, but the Velvet Underground was never a commercial group. And I think that if you really look closely, you can see these references.
Disco music, just like rock, exists on all kinds of levels, and this is one thing I really don't think the white rock audience appreciates, the fact that there are all levels of disco music, and there's obnoxious, stringy, theatrical, stupid disco music, but there's also really vital street-level disco music, which is coming out of the slums and the inner cities of America, and that's what and it's exactly the same as New Wave, and it's got the same guts and, influences, reactions, whatever, as the stuff all these kids are buying now.
One thing that always gets me is people in our country are always sort of saying things are so bad, things are so bad, and so on and so forth. I feel really like privileged that I have, gotten to travel around the world, and this is the greatest country. We're the luckiest people. We have the best standard of living. Even the poor people in this country, people that are really poor, are better off than a lot of Asians and South Americans and Africans. That they really, they don't have anything. And they don't have any possibilities.
Well, you're just referring to millions of people in South America that just live on the streets without
yeah.
But, you can't say that poor people in this country are well off. No,
but, they have a possibility, and more of a possibility.
No, this country could be in a lot worse shape and still be better off than the rest of the world, that's for sure.
And people that have jobs in this country, are really, I think that it's, they should really realize that a gallon of gasoline costs $4 in England and Europe. And in Paris, I think a hamburger is $4. It's just like, it's really okay here. People should really get with it.
It's a great way to end this whole thing. As well said. Thanks a lot, Deborah. Chris,
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Dave.
Do you think it's too serious?